Hello Twin Flame friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Charlotte with Happy Twins 1111. Now I'm not doing a pick apart today. I feel very guided to do a reading. We're going to get some messages from the Divine Masculine for the collective. So this isn't going to resonate for everybody. There's different waves within the collective. But this one specifically refers, there's a lot of Divine Masculines that have been in a dark night of the soul for a while, and they are now mid-awakening. So if you remember my blue moon readings and some of the energetic updates I've done since then, there are a wave of masculines that are waking up. There's a lot of activity, there's a lot happening, a lot of people coming into union, or certainly moving towards it. A lot of divine feminines moving into surrender and acceptance, you know, really healing. But before I start today, please do remember I'm going live on the 11th of June, and that's to demonstrate my Twin Flame Connection Checks, which is a mediumistic service I offer where I go into a trance mediumship, look at the connecting energies to see if you're dealing with a real twin or not, review the energies between you, see what blockages there are, where you're at in your journey and so on. So if you're not sure how that works and you want to see it demonstrated and you want to volunteer and get a free check, you can come along 11th of June at 11 p.m. GMT +1. That's about 6:11 p.m. EST, but do check how it corresponds with your time zone. I'll also be demonstrating some spirit release therapy, which is a service which clears your energy of any negative attachments, anything that doesn't serve you, that kind of thing. So I look forward to seeing you then. You may also have seen yesterday that I announced my mediumship classes. There are now only 2 places left. It might even be 1. I think someone else has reserved this morning. I'm just waiting for a couple of payments to go in. If there is significant demand for that class, I will launch another one. And if the time zone doesn't suit you, look on my community page. All the information's there. It's at 6 p.m. EST every Thursday for 4 weeks. But if that time zone doesn't serve you, it doesn't work for you, let me know what time zone you're in if you're interested. And if I get enough people, we can do another time zone wave of that mediumship class. I'll be doing a spirit release class after that one, so probably back end of July. For those of you that complete the first course, which is about connecting with our guides, I will be offering a secondary course to deepen that learning and move on to spirit release and clearing self, clearing others. So this work I do, my mission is to teach as many people as possible. So this is going to be an ongoing thing. So if you can't sign up for this course, don't worry. As long as the demand is there, there will be others. So comment on the community page and let me know. Drop me an email, and I can get like a register your interest list going or something. And we can set up other classes. So don't worry if you miss this one. Oh, and welcome to all my new subscribers. It's so lovely to have you with us. Thank you so much. We got some beautiful comments to the reading yesterday. I was really overwhelmed reading them all. I love so much hearing from you guys. It's lovely. So thank you so much. So let's get this reading going. I'm using this beautiful deck, which Angela bought me. Thank you, Angela. It's the Art of Love Tarot. So we're going to get some messages from our DM today. I'm going to be channeling as well. Some of you have asked where Arthur's at. And Arthur's still with me, but I've found that as I've developed, I don't need to pause to listen to him. It's called inspired thought. Your guides just talk through you, just channeling all the time. So Arthur's with me. It's just that I don't pause to say, oh, Arthur said this or Arthur said that. If I ask him questions now, he just says, just keep talking. So he's still with us, don't worry. He's an integral part of this channel. My guides do all the work. They do all the spirit release. They do all the connection checks. I'm just a channel. I'm just the middleman that passes on the message, shares with you what they're showing me and the work they're doing. They're the real stars of the show, and that's what the mediumship class is about. It's about helping you establish a connection with your guides so you can tap into that higher wisdom and heal self, heal others. That's what it's all about. We're all together in this journey. You may have also noticed that I posted about this collective twin flame meditation that's happening at New Moon on the 16th of June. I'm going to host a meditation here, but you're invited to host your own. It's not something that's specific to me. There'll be other readers doing it. There's 2 different time zones, so if you're in the UK, it'll be at 11 p.m, and if you're in EST, it'll be at 11 p.m. And the idea is that by all tuning in and meditating together and sending healing around the collective and beyond, it's not just for twins, we can all support one another in rising, in healing, in love. It's such a beautiful idea. I'm very, very excited about it. When I do healing in a group, the energy is just incredible. So share the love, get involved wherever you are on the 16th of June at that time, on the night of the full moon. Just stop what you're doing, even for 5 minutes, and tune in, share the love. Okay, let's get going with this. I have rambled enough. I'm not even sure how to do this today. My guide just said just sit down. What does he want you to know? What does he want you to know that he's afraid to tell you? What does he want you to know that he can't tell you? I've got a horrible feeling I didn't press record. Let me just check. No, I did. What does he want you to know that he cannot tell you? I'm going to pull a significator for the top. The Emperor. Wow. That is the Divine Masculine. He's called Father in this deck. He's integrated the truth. What does he want you to know? So, the Emperor as the significator is really, really powerful. He knows he's your divine masculine counterpart. He may not understand the twin flame concept, but for some of you, I think that will be the case. But I'm really drawn to the blue in this card. For me, blue is about integrating truth. The truth is light. There's a star here. See this star? He's blue. He is integrating truth. He is connecting with the light. He's opening to spirit. We've got a lot of purple in here as well. He knows there is a deep soul connection here. I knew this would be an important reading today. I'm mind blown that came up as a significator. But he's not resolved karma yet. This card stands out for me. It's the 8 of Hearts or Cups reversed. In this deck it's called codependency. He's not released that yet. He's working through that karma with a third party. Releasing codependency is about coming into love with himself, of that self-realization that he doesn't need it from outside of himself, and that will allow him to release the karmic connections that don't serve him. And he's still not, he's integrating this truth, he's thinking about it, it's bombarding him. But he's afraid about what this means in his 3D life. He doesn't necessarily feel ready for it. He has access to this beautiful peace. We see this light with this dove here. But he's afraid. He doesn't feel mature enough for this. He doesn't feel ready. And we have the Ten of Wands as well, which is hoarding in this deck. But I'm really drawn to the roots of this tree, to grounding this knowing in reality. And stars represent hope and optimism, you know, grounding the truth. And yet there's growth there as well. You know, traditionally this card is about responsibility and endurance. But in this deck it's called hoarding. You see it. And he's, you know, he's grounding. He's still not moved out of the darkness. He's able to grasp the hope, faith and optimism. He's able to grasp the light. He knows the truth about the light, about the soul connection. But there's still work to do. He's still going through this transformation. He's releasing codependency. But this is a beautiful new beginning, and this is the Ace of Wands. This is a beautiful new spiritual beginning. We've got this star here with all this yellow sacral energy, this fire, masculine, beautiful divine power being triggered by spirit, and the flow of water and all these different chakra colours. This is integration. This is a beautiful new beginning. So he wants you to know that, you know, he's grounding. He's not quite ready. He's got karma to release, but he's on this journey. And there's a lot of sorrow here over a third party. A lot of pain, a lot of shame, a lot of fear. This is the Five of Hearts. He wants you to know that, you know, even though it feels painful, that this transformation serves you both. He has to learn this karmic lesson. He's not to learn it with you, he has to learn it with the karmic. It's released in codependency. Understanding that he only needs love for self, that's inside him. There may even be more than one woman. You know, he's created a real mess because of this codependency and the seeking of comfort, trying to drown his sorrow. A lot of pain and sorrow, you know, that there's an apology there. He's sorry. And with the Five of Wands reversed, you know, he knows he must stop playing games. You know, the situation has been illuminated now. He knows he needs to tell you the truth about it. But he's not ready. He's not integrated the truth fully. He's not ready to integrate it into his 3D. But he knows it's time to stop playing games. You know, we've got this 3 here as well, which for me, under codependency, there's 3 here. I know this is the 5, but we've got 3 people in this card. You know, this is very strongly to do with his karmic. And the 5s that are coming up here are about that period of transformation and change that he needs to go through. He's dedicated to resolving that. But this 3 of Pentacles does affirm that karmic triangle. In this deck it's called dedication. This means, you know, he's trusting in the light now. There's a lot of blue in here as well. He's trusting in the truth. He has that faith to move forward. He's dedicated to resolving this. And then we've got the 2 of Swords, which of course is quite often about decision. But in this deck it's called the 2 of Angels, and it's about balance. And 2 is about unity. You know, he knows he needs to be with you. This is his beautiful new spiritual beginning in this row. Not 3 people, not codependency, you know, but 2, union. He knows it's you. But this is going to take time. And if you're watching this today, you're watching this message, the overall message is, please be patient with me. I'm sorry I've hurt you. I know there's been mind games. I know there's been deceit and betrayal. This is part of my karma, it's part of my learning. I need to release codependency, I need to embrace spirit, and it's happening for me now, but you need to be patient. You need to keep your heart open, because it's you I want. I know I need to fix myself first. And he's stuck between this feeling of hope and optimism and this feeling of deep sorrow. With the sun here in reverse, you know, the sun, we've got a lot of suns in this deck, a lot of very masculine energy relative to the emperor. But there's also doubt, because he's, he wants to believe. There's moments where that faith touches him deeply, the root of his soul, and then the fear creeps back in and says, no, something so wonderful couldn't really happen to someone like you. You're not worthy of that. Look at this mess you've made with these different women, with these karmics, with these lies, with this deceit. There's a lot of fear and shame and sorrow surrounding that. And sometimes that eats him alive and the doubt creeps back in. But the truth is there, the light is there. He just needs to grasp it now. And with this Knight of Wands as well, this whole row is reversed. He doesn't know how to come forward. He needs to grow first. I've got the Four of Pentacles here. It's called growth in this card. He needs to grow, and it's a progression from the three. In order to move forward with this beautiful new spiritual beginning, this union of balance and this incredible stability and success and feeling of achievement, and having got where he wants to be with this Nine of Cups, Nine of Hearts, which is the progression from the 8. That's having released codependency and being happy on his own, being in union with self. But he's got to grow first. He's got to work through this karma. He's not ready to come forward. He needs to figure this out. It's integrating. The truth is slowly dawning, and it's driving him forward towards growth, towards progress. For the first time, he's really connecting with the darkness inside of him. He's seen it as a curse, but it's a beautiful blessing. It needed to happen. Everything happens for a reason, everything as it is. We mustn't resent or regret the pain or the suffering. Those beautiful triggers are gifts. They forced us, not just us as divine feminines, but the divine masculines. They forced change, they forced growth, they forced evolution. This journey is beautiful. In that pain there is joy. We're strong enough to endure that. He's strong enough to endure that. Sometimes he doesn't feel it. Sometimes he feels lost, afraid, gets eaten alive by the shame and guilt of it. But it's going to be okay. He's on the right path now. He knows what he needs to do. This is a very profound message. He knows he needs to release codependency now and wrap up the unresolved karma between these two other women. One of them I feel has been around for a long time, and the other probably not so much. That's just easy comfort. But he knows he wants that union and that beautiful balance between you. He knows he wants a spiritual new start. He wants that loving emotional stability. We've got a lot of trees in this deck. In this tree there's the all-seeing eye, the pentacle, the cross. This is self-realization, self-love, self-fulfillment. This is the wishes coming to fruition. That perfect balance and unity. A beautiful new beginning, that spiritual new beginning. Releasing codependency. And again, we've got another tree here. It's about growth with the sun in it. All this masculine sun energy. It's very, very beautiful. But with this Knight of Wands, he's not going to come forward yet. Now's not the time. It's not the time to take action in the 3D. He doesn't feel ready for that. Let's get some cards for you, Divine Feminine. What do you need to do to move forward? Or how does he need you to support him? What action can you take to ensure that this process is allowed to move towards completion without blockages, without hindrance? The Ten of Wands, this feeling of completion, of this unity. What do you need to do to support this journey? Wow. This is mad. Wow. So this is really powerful. This is revealing the blockages that you may encounter, that you need to be aware of, the triggers you're going to encounter. It's really hard not to get stuck in the 3D paradigm of expecting certain things from a romantic partner. And I'm really guided to remind you that the twin flame connection isn't a traditional romantic relationship. It has a higher purpose. It's about self-love and expansion. It's about overcoming the limitations and conditions we attach to relationships through our ego. It's about overcoming unconditional love and learning to accept and surrender to unconditional love, which means we don't always get exactly what we think we need and want, what our ego thinks we need and deserve. We have to accept what is. And we have to accept that what is serves us, even though it may be painful. It's the right thing for us. And that's hard. Until you've moved into self-love, that can feel very difficult. But you are at this stage in this journey because you're ready to surrender to that. He's ready to surrender. So if you haven't already, you have to be, because you surrender before him. So that could be a blockage or potential trigger for you that could hold things up. And what we're seeing is here, now is not the time to go off the boil with your meditation and spiritual disciplines. This is the Four of Swords. It's in reverse. It's about rest, reflection, Zen, meditation, self-realization. We've got the Ace of Trees here, the Ace of Pentacles, which is about our own abundant beginning. And then we've got the Fool, the beginning, the initiation. You see this lady rising from the lotus flower with the sun illuminated behind her, the rainbow chakras and the moon. She is following her intuition. She's ready to surrender to the experience and to grow. She's ready for growth. He's ready for growth. You're ready. It's time now. It's time to surrender, to keep the faith. With the Seven of Wands here. In this deck, the Seven of Stars, as it's called, it's very different to the traditional tarot. It's called faith. And I'm really guided to all the blue in both of these cards, and the Emperor card, but there's a lot of green here as well. Integrating the truth through love, recognizing your power as an earth angel, as a light worker, being passionate and creative and open to that change. being open to this surrender, having faith in the journey. You know, the Nine of Pentacles in reverse is about, I think this really mirrors this. You know, the message here is keep the faith. You don't have to refine anything in the 3D. You've already done that grounding in your 3D. The rest you need to leave to the divine, to your intuition, to your higher mind, to your heart. There's hearts in this sky here. It's releasing control to the divine and having faith. You don't need to do anything in the 3D except trust. And focus on yourself. And we've got the Two of Pentacles here in reverse, and in this deck it's called flexibility. You know, don't be inflexible. Don't have any expectation. Those are conditions and limitations. You know, you can't have any expectation of how this should move forward or how it should go. It's not your decision. You need to release that inflexibility, that limitation. You need to accept. You need to surrender to what is. This is what brings advancement. That's what this card is, seeing the truth. The stars, allowing faith, allowing hope. You need to surrender to what is. That's where the evolution and advancement is. That's where there's progress. And with the Ten of Pentacles reversed, this card's called loyalty. I feel like for some of you that you may have a karmic yourself, or, you know, just as your divine masculine is beginning to make progress, you may have started looking elsewhere for love and romance and comfort. Stay loyal. Stay faithful, because this is coming now. You don't want to create any energetic blockages to the advancement of this journey. And release confusion. You know, this is the Eight of Swords. In this deck, he's trapped in anxiety. The truth is being illuminated, but there's so much anxiety about it. It's called confusion, you know, about how to integrate it. And it's saying for you, just release that. You don't need to know how to integrate it. You just need to allow it. You need to surrender to what is and just stay aligned, stay in your power, stay grounded, stay balanced. The only action you need to take is to continue loving and healing self and holding that space and allowing him, lovingly allowing him to have his space to make his progress. Keep faith. Allow this new beginning. Just allow it to flow. Don't try and control it. Release expectation. I'm going to get some messages from him from this deck as well. This is the Divine Counterparts and Separation deck from Made for Love. There's a link to all the decks I'm using in the article description box below. Let's see what else he wants you to know. High Priestess. He feels you, he feels your energy. The healing you're sending, the astral communication, it's reaching him. Please forgive me, he's so sorry. This matches that sorrow card we have. You have to forgive him. You have to forgive self. You have to understand that it was never his intention to hurt you. You have to lovingly allow him to complete his own karmic lessons. Trust that he didn't mean to hurt you, even if it appears so. This is a 5. I'm sorry for this karmic situation, for these mind games. You know, we had this 5 of Wands energy, these fives, these transitions. Please forgive me whilst I go through this transition of trying to resolve things in my karma so that we can come together. I know it hurts. I know it's been hard. I'm so sorry. But I'm not ready for what you have to offer now. This is a 4. I need to grow. I need to work out my own karma. I need to establish my own growth so that I can have this unity and stability in this beautiful new start. He's doing that. Judgment, that's awakening. I'm on my way. Oh, wow. Oh my God, that is mad. He's awakening up, he's on his way. And 7 is the number of the divine. That is just mad that that's come out like that. Wow. He's on his way. It's going to be all right. This is beautiful. He's moving on to calmer waters. He's following his heart. That's the number 9. He wants that stability. He wants that inner peace. He knows the truth now. Justice. He's balancing karma. But the time isn't right for him to reach out to you. And this is a 4. Again, he's got to grow and balance himself. If he reached out now, it wouldn't achieve anything because he's not in the right place and neither are you. This is very powerful. I didn't know what I was going to read today, but the guides are always spot on and right. They know. They know. Thank you, Arthur. What a beautiful reading. Right, we're going to get some Power of Surrender cards as well, to help you with those triggers, those final purges, the healing you need to do before this all comes to fruition, because this guy is on his way. He is waking up. He knows he is your emperor, and he's coming for you. He's wrapping up all those karmic cycles so that he can move forward. And you need to be ready. He's getting ready. You need to get ready. So what do you need to surrender? Surrender to the magic of who you are. We all have magic in us, even in the mundane aspects of life. Remember that you are a magical being with a uniqueness and worth that comes from just being you. That's beautiful. So that's about self-love and embracing this magic. Surrender to success. You are ready to experience abundance. Don't look back at previous roadblocks or difficulties. Leap into an exciting new world of possibilities. And this comes up right next to that new beginning. Allow it. Trust now. You're ready. You know, don't look back at what's happened, about the blockages, about the pain, about the suffering. You've got to surrender to that and allow things to move forward now. It's time to release. Surrender to divine timing. Sometimes divine timing may differ from your ego's timing. If a goal isn't manifesting fast enough according to your ego, be patient and trust the universal flow. And this comes up over, I'm not ready for what you have to offer. You've got to trust divine timing. You know, I know that you want it now, but you've got to have it when it's right, when the karma's resolved, when you're both surrendered, when you're both in self-love, when you're both stable and grounded and growing and balanced. Surrender to the silence. In quiet meditation or contemplation, let go and enter the stillness within you. Silence can heal and replenish you. And this isn't just about meditation and giving yourself time and peace. This is about accepting his silence. Now is not a good time for communication. Trust. Surrender to divine timing. Surrender your addictions. This is about codependency. You know, dig out these final bits of shadow that you need to release. It says here, whether you're addicted to substances, food, people, sex, or overworking, take action to begin to heal the addiction and replace it with healthier alternatives. You've got to release codependence now. He's releasing it, so must you. And surrender to outdated beliefs about yourself. Let go of limiting ideas about yourself that originate from the past. then you can have your own power and soar in life. That's so beautiful. You know, this is about growth, grounding, integrating truth, accepting what is. This is just a beautiful reading. I'm so glad I did this. Signs. The universe has been gently nudging you forward by revealing to you signs and synchronicities. If this reading isn't one of those, I don't know what is. And patience. Be patient. Allow destiny to unfold at its own pace. And I'm going to get one of these cosmic reading cards as a final card. I always read these from the book just because the book is so beautifully written. Really couldn't put it better myself. And surrender. That actually fell out at that, but I'm going to get 2. I feel called to get 2. Surrender to time out. That's number 31 and 32. So 4 is about growth. 5 is about taking the time to allow that integration, to allow that change, to allow that cycle to move forward. Let's read surrender first. If you have picked this card, you are being guided to surrender. Surrender your worries, burdens, and control over outcomes, and just be with life in this present moment. By surrendering, you allow your life to move forward naturally as it should. Resisting the natural cycles of life only causes anguish, frustration, and a feeling of constant struggle. Dear one, stop persisting in swimming the other way. When you push against life, life pushes back, and what you resist most will continue to exist in your life. Do you feel perplexed by the fall of autumn leaves? No, for there is trust in the natural cycles of birth, death, and rebirth. We too experience these cycles. However, most of us live in a state of unawareness and resist the cycles within. This doesn't mean you should quit, but rather to make the decision to trust in the cycles, trust in divine timing, trust. For when you are in acceptance of what is, you become more empowered to attract the outcome that you desire. This is so powerful. I've got goosebumps all over me. Acceptance does not mean giving up your power and light to another, or allowing yourself to be ill-treated or giving up on your dreams. Acceptance is giving up your resistance to what is and allowing spirit to guide you to do what needs to be done. When you surrender that tight hold you have on the situation and bring yourself to a place of inner peace, you will find that clarity. Solutions will appear and allow deeper wisdom to guide your way. Energy that was once spent on resistance will now be focused on projects that bring you joy. This in turn will attract the miracles and blessings you so hope for. And the affirmation is, I surrender to this moment and trust in spirit to guide my way. And this card that came up for you, it was the reverse saying, release limitations, release your own resistance, because that's what the 8 of Swords is. It's self-entrapment. It's a self-created blockage. Release it. This is so beautiful. And time out, which is the next card. If you have picked this card, spirit is calling for you to slow down. Take time out of your busy schedule and the hustle and bustle of everyday life. Chasing the clock and getting yourself all caught up in the illusion of time has been taking its toll on you. For so long you have been at war with time, with statements like, I just don't have enough time. Spirit understands your hunger and desire to evolve as a soul and can see the blockages that stop you from exploring further. You see, the universe grants your wish on a daily basis by ensuring you don't have time. Your world holds so much power, and as such should be used wisely. So your words hold so much power. Feeling as though you don't have time can leave you irritable, anxious, and drained. That's what I said, anxiety. Recharge your body, mind, and soul. Step away from the stress of the ticking clock. Step outside the natural world. Smell the flowers, enjoy the sunset, and breathe in the nature's beauty. Disconnect from your phone, computer and TV and connect to nature's rhythmic cycles. Ground yourself by feeling the grass under your feet. This is the best way to unwind and renew your energy resources. By having this time out to unwind and reconnect with the oneness of nature, you will feel refreshed and renewed to continue your work with inner calm and peace. You'll find that by doing this, the answers that you seek will come and clarity and understanding will be achieved. The affirmation is, I am alive to nature's magic as I dissolve in the oneness of all that is. And the associated chakras are the solar plexus and heart. That was intense and beautiful. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Please do comment down below and let me know. Like, share and subscribe. Give yourself that time. Surrender. He's coming. You've just got to be patient. Allow the silence. Allow divine timing. Release conditions and limitations. Be patient. Trust the signs. Keep the faith. Sending you all so much love, twins. My lovely twin friends. I'm so excited. Please like, share and subscribe, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.